Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're here with another episode and another rider. Today we are honoured to have a guy all the way from the Middle East. We won't name the country, and he's going to explain the situation with Saddam and Kuwait and all those kind of things. And it's very informative, and we can at least get a real point of view instead of listening to CNN and BBC. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be. Okay. That's an unusual name for a Middle Easterner.
Well, I can call you Mohammed.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
No, you can't go wrong. No.
So tell us, what was the situation? Because I explained earlier that I heard that Saddam attacked Iraq because of attacked Kuwait because of the oil being taken from Kuwait.
Yes.
You're explaining to me that there's tectonic plates.
That's right.
And maybe the pipe moved.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
So what's the situation from the Iraqi point?
From the Kuwaiti perspective.
Right.
So from the Kuwaiti perspective, these are blatant lies. Saddam is a propagandist, much like Goebbels in Nazi Germany. So he says he lied about this, and he said that we were stealing his oil. Now, little did he know about the geological forces and the plates that we were talking about. And so whatever happens, such as earthquakes and the like, in Iran, we get our oil just goes up in volume. And the same happens with Iraq, especially in southern Iraq, which is heavily, where oil is abundant. And so it's just one of those things that crazy dictators do to explain their vicious acts.
Okay. Well, you said that Saddam was a Ba'athist.
Ba'athist, yes.
Can you explain what that is?
Ba'ath is tantamount to, nationalism. And they believe in pan-Arabism. And so it's not religious, it's a secular party, and they believe in one Arab nation from the Atlantic Ocean to the Arabian Gulf.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this, see the Muslim Brotherhood that was in Egypt?
Yes.
Are they Ba'athist as well?
No. Totally the opposite. Because the Muslim Brotherhood believe in the caliphate system, and they believe in land being owned by Allah, which is, it doesn't make sense. And wherever a Muslim goes, that's their land. I consider them a terrorist party, to be honest.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
But they were voted in Egypt.
In Egypt, and then they were deposed of power in Egypt.
But why were they deposed?
Because, the people, I think, of Egypt, and, it was a revolution, and the military, the Egyptian military, by Field Marshal Sisi was then, responsible for the military, and he did a coup d'etat, they call it,
okay.
And with a popular uprising, because they started to enforce Islamic rules, which are very medieval, and you can't in this time and age do that.
Yeah, I was in Egypt when that was happening. And I just got off the ship, and
yes.
we was in the hotel.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a tour guide, and he was saying to me that he agreed there was a difference between, if you were in Cairo people are quite contemporary.
Yes.
But everybody else is very more, let's say, orthodox, traditional.
Yes.
And he said, what happens is when the Muslim Brotherhood, they wanted women to wear the veil.
Yes.
And he said, I don't mind women wearing the veil, but no man must tell me or tell my wife what she must wear.
Yes.
That's my job.
That's right.
And that's what he's saying.
That's right.
So that's the problem. And the problem was that there's more majority of people outside of Cairo than there is in Cairo.
Yes.
So that's how they got in on the
Yes.
basis of thing. But obviously the capital holds the economic. In that respect.
Yes.
So tell me, there's Shiites and Sunnis. What are the difference between Shiites and Sunnis?
Shiites believe in the caliphate being in the rule, being given to the descendants of the Prophet. Now that didn't happen. So the Sunnis believe that it should go to Umar, Abu Bakr and Uthman, whilst the Shiites say that the caliphate was usurped by the Sunnis and it should have gone to Ali and the descendants of the Prophet. And this is, it's very complicated because then you get the death of Hussein, a prominent apostle, let's call him apostle, imam of the Shiites, who was killed by allegedly Sunnis, and so it's like it's more than 1,000 years this controversy has lived within these two sects of Islam.
So people are holding old grudges.
Holding old grudges. Yes, which is
one of those things.
Unfortunately, religion is a divisive issue everywhere in the world, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, I understand. So
Yes.
how have you found living in England?
England, well, you don't feel homesick because our brethren, the Arabs, are everywhere. I can say that, right? It's not racist if an Arab says it, huh? No, I like it because it's cosmopolitan, and I've lived in England on and off for a while, and it's good. It's good. You see people of all faiths, races, colors, and everyone coexists. I wish we had the same environment in the Middle East.
Something out of all my interviews, one thing that is very common when I ask people from over why they came to England or what they love about England,
Yes.
they say they love the diversity.
Yes.
Which tells me that in all humans there's some seek for just to get along,
Yes.
but be able to get along with everybody.
Yes.
In that respect.
Yes.
Can I ask you that? What do you find that Arabs here they forget their differences and just get along?
Yes. In the most part, yes, and they become open-minded. You have to become open-minded, and it's something which happens to you when you live in freedom. You can say whatever you want to say. You can speak whenever you want to speak, and you can give your opinion. Something that we find very difficult in the Middle East. You can't really say things that you think of, especially when it comes to religion and when it comes to politics. Whilst here in England, I can, and this gives me, it makes me feel comfortable. Yes.
The Saudis are Sunnis, yeah.
The Saudis are Sunnis, but they have Shiites as well, especially in the eastern part of Saudi Arabia.
And that's not Mecca.
No. That's they call it Al-Sharqiyya province, which is the eastern side in Arabic if it's translated word for word. So that's
everybody goes to Mecca.
All Sunnis, Shiites, Muslims all go to Mecca.
But nobody's fighting in Mecca.
Nobody's fighting in Mecca.
When they're not in Mecca, they fight.
Yes, unfortunately.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not mocking. I'm trying to.
No, I understand. Yes. It's irritating. It's frustrating. You see.
Yeah. You can get on.
Yes.
But then you don't want to get on.
The source of the problem, in my opinion, is religion.
It's not money.
No, it's not money. It's religion. Religion. You see, Marx, if he said one correct word in anything he said and in everything he said one saying, which is religion is the opium of the masses, and it's definitely the opium of the masses in the Middle East, unfortunately.
Do you think it's because the leaders don't do the religion as it should be done?
I believe they're playing, and I'm speaking very generally, and thank goodness I'm anonymous. because I don't want to have the Khashoggi, the Khashoggi thing happen to me, the treatment. The Saudi Arabian journalist who got chopped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want that treatment for me. But, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
he must have seen that coming. There's certain things, I'm not Russian.
Yes.
When I interview people who are Russian
Yes.
about certain things,
Yes.
I be careful what I say.
Yes.
Because I know if my podcast does, well, not that Putin would care about me, really.
Yes. Yes.
But if I do go to Russia one time and I did hear a podcast and I was saying something bad about the leader,
Yes.
it may not go down too well.
No. Yes. That's right. That's right.
So you can talk what you want.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I will be just the listener. Yeah.
Yes. Well, when it comes to the saw, I've been eating more than solicitors. So I think the political hierarchy, or the leaders, or the royal families, call them what you will, I think they use religion as a card so that they can divide and thereby conquer. It's an old imperialistic rule, huh?
Yeah, divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah, I see it in there. I hear you.
Yeah.
So, what would you say that you've, in all your experience in living in England,
Yes.
and living life in general,
Yes.
that you've learnt
Yes.
that you wish you knew earlier on?
Well, I think living in England and being educated in the British educational system, even in Kuwait, I find that there are things I wish I had in Kuwait, such as the freedom to believe in a faith or not to, and the freedom to think the way I would like to think.
More expressing yourself though?
Yes, here I feel I can express myself more so than in Kuwait. And unfortunately, sectarianism has found itself alive and well in Kuwait, you see. The Sunni Shiite issue is living, albeit in hiding, but it is there, and you can feel it.
Is that a spillover from Iraq?
Yes. It's always been in Kuwait, but it's been amplified because of what's happened in Iraq in the past few years. And so, especially for us, the educated, it's...
Feel,
Yes,
sorry,
go ahead.
Do you feel that the American involvement
Yes,
in trying to change the Middle East
yes.
was productive, or just is this another
Counterproductive.
counterproductive?
Yes, because I wish the Americans brought their ideals of freedom and tried to implement that, rather than putting two opposite sides and putting them against each other, you see. They didn't play it right. I wish the British got involved, because they know the Middle East, because of, yes. You see, the Middle East is a complicated neck of the woods, and you need to know what you're doing. We know it's very difficult to understand the Middle East if you haven't had experience. And they came in, they watched, from what I hear, the Americans, the military, especially personnel, watched Lawrence of Arabia, so that they get experience. And that's not the way to do things in the Middle East, you see.
Yeah, I hear there's a lot of slaughtering going on in that film, isn't it?
Yes. But Hollywood produces these things, and you shouldn't trust Hollywood that much, huh? Yeah. They always portray Arabs in the way they want to portray us. Yeah. They don't portray us when we ruled several parts of the world, and when we were the forefathers of astrology and mathematics and science, when Europe was in the medieval ages. They don't portray us in that light, in a favorable light. But anyway, that's a podcast for another another session.
Okay,
yes.
It's been a great interview.
Thank you. Likewise.
What last question?
Go ahead.
Is what's the impact you want to have on the world?
Well, I would like to spread positive energy, love, and I hope we can live as human beings civilly, and no more war. That's what I want to have. No war, no racism, no xenophobia, and we just live as human beings. That's it.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Much
Anytime.
appreciated, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.